Welcome back to Trojans Live with Sean Cody and Keely Yore. I am Jordan Moore. A little mini football roundtable here. It's kind of a big spring, guys, for USC football. Now, we don't necessarily get a lot of answers in the spring, but I do think it's a big spring for questions. So what's sort of your biggest question going into the spring?
Well, obviously the quarterback position and losing a former Heisman candidate or Heisman winner in Caleb Williams, and then trying to replace him and figuring out who that puzzles. We got a glimpse during the bowl game and pretty good glimpse and seeing Miller run Lincoln Riley's offense, and it was a good start for him. But like Lincoln said, there'll be competition in spring and jobs to be won and had. So that's always what it's about. It's about competing, and Miller knows that. So it should be fun to watch those guys duke it out.
It's interesting that Coach confirmed what many speculated was Miller's performance changed the way they looked at what they wanted from the rest of that room. They changed the profile of what they were looking for. Instead of a direct replacement, they're bringing in some competition for Miller, but he clearly staked his claim in that Holiday Bowl.
Yeah, it's interesting, too, what he mentioned about Jaden Maiava. He said he wanted someone younger but has done it before.
Yeah.
And if you look at his tape, he has room to grow. He was a 3-star coming out of high school, but he showed more on tape his first year in college. And so I'm really curious what that looks like under development of Lincoln Riley. Obviously, the quarterback guru. You can kind of see the seeds are there with Jaden's tape, but where does that go?
Yeah, talented kid. Makes me think it's not a foregone conclusion that this is Miller's job, just from what we've seen from Jaden. He has played. He's played at a pretty high level at UNLV. But, we started the conversation with Coach, most of it was about the defense, Keely, and that seems to be the biggest question going into next season is can he get it turned around in 1 year? Danton Lynn has proven he could do that. He did it last year at UCLA. If he could do what he did at UCLA, and then you pair it with the Lincoln Riley offense, you got something cooking here.
100%. And that's the biggest question. You mentioned it in your question. How fast can you do that? Now, obviously, Coach Lynn did it very fast at UCLA, but they also had a Latu and like some talent up front. So what does that look like? Obviously, Sean got the answer about the beef up front, or they added a Sean Cody, but what does that look like? You mentioned earlier, what questions do we have? I think the biggest question is, what question do I not have? There's so much to look at this spring that I just, starting with the defense, there's just so many questions.
A lot of new players on the defensive side. I feel like the offense is interesting because you're really looking at development. I start looking at that receiving core. That is really, hey, we brought in a talented freshman class last year. They kind of played but understudied, and that's like a development group, whereas defensively it's just learning a lot of new names.
Like I was looking at it before today, and I was like, man, there's a lot of new faces in there, but that's what you want. I mean, obviously last year the defense did not play up to par, and that's why you see all the pieces coming in, the new staff. So it's they have a response. This is Lincoln Riley's response to what happened last year, and let's see if they can get that thing in the right direction.
Yeah, really like some of the coaches they brought in. We didn't even talk about the running backs coach. Sad to see Kyle McDonald go, but they brought in a very talented running backs coach previously at TCU as well. So some really interesting new names on the staff and new players on the roster. We got one more segment to come with Trojans Live. One final segment of Trojans Live on a Monday night, getting into the spring season. USC football, spring football, we talked about a lot, but there's so much going on around campus support, all these USC teams. We call it championship season around here. USC women's basketball, obviously in the spotlight, going for that championship, but so many teams in the spring with top 10 kind of squads this year, so be sure to support all of them. Our final segment, the Over-Under, is presented by Pechanga Resort Casino, proud partner of USC Athletics. Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, Keely Yore. Over-Under 29.5 points for Juju Watkins on Saturday.
There was a collective moment where Sean and I realized together that this is a segment we do.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I forgot about this.
I'm in mid-season form.
Yeah.
You guys are in whatever form it is.
Over-under, yes. 29
and a half.
I'm going to go first game.
She's had 13 30-point games this season.
Yeah, I'm going to go under just because it's the first game and she's going to roll with the squad in this game, and that she's going to pass the ball around, I think.
See, okay, given how she's been playing, I would take the under, but this is a different level of talent. So I want to take the over, but we also don't know her ankle health right now. So I'm just going to go with the under to keep it simple. Yeah. But she is rising on the all-time NCAA freshman debut scoring. She's, I believe, 4th right now. So something to watch for this postseason.
She's going over, guys. This will be a 30-point game.
Oh. She's
Okay.
gonna turn it on.
Book it.
People are
You
watching.
heard it here.
The light bulbs
Book
are
it.
bright right
We
now.
can't even circle back.
Book it. Oh, we'll circle
Monday.
back. Yeah.
Jordan, Jordan will let us know.
That's right.
That's true. That's a good point.
Circle back on my Twitter account. I'll be calling out all you
More
haters.
sports.
Keely, you got a chance to hang with this team in Vegas, watch them win an incredible Pac-12 tournament. They beat UCLA in double overtime in the semifinal in one of the most physical games I've ever seen. Then they come back a couple days later and knock off Stanford. What was that experience like?
Incredible. I've never been really baseline for games like this, and it is just so physical. I actually texted my sister who played water polo, so she knew how physical like the girls' game is. And I was like, if anyone says that women are not physical, like they don't know what they're talking
I think
about.
it's more.
It's absurd. But no, it was incredible. I mean, everyone talks about Juju Watkins, but this team is, Coach B mentioned it, the 6 veterans on the team, like they are really leading this way and helping Juju up and making Juju kind of be the player that she is. Obviously, she has the talent, but she's a true freshman, and you need to be led. So it's really fun to see.
Well, there's more to come. They head to March Madness starting this Saturday. Trojans Live is a production of USC Sports Properties and Playfly Sports. Our executive producers, Drew DeHart, producers Rick Cutler, Ben Conroy here, the engineer. Who's back at the studio? He forgets. Don't worry about it. Hey, thanks to everyone involved. And check us out on YouTube. For Sean and Keely, I'm Jordan. Fight on, everybody.